Good evening everyone and welcome along to TTML F2. We are here tonight for Season 7, round number 10 of the Championship as we take the United States Grand Prix from the COTA circuit, the circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. My name is James Head, going to be taking you to the stream as always on a Thursday night, I was going to say Tuesday night there, on a Thursday night, and joining me in the comment box of course as always it is Storm. Storm, how you doing?
Yeah, it's actually nice to be back for a second week in a row, not being shunted somewhere else. No, of course, it's nice to be back for another race here in TTML, and yeah, what a track! Also, we've got in store COTA, home of the Circuit of Americas, and yeah, one for track limits is quite annoying.
Yeah, track limits definitely quite annoying. Of course, drivers have been caught up, I'm sure, in the event notes about the track limits that are obviously going to be deciphered out on track and obviously looked at out on track as well. To remind you, of course, what happened in Japan last week was, of course, Yona who took the win. It was a Red Bull 2-3 with Noisy and Jorg finishing second and third position. Just to catch up on some incidents as well before we run down the rest of the field. It looks like everyone's now beginning to ready up. Juan Rocco and Ray. Juan Rocco got a reprimand for his connection, and that was a request for a connection test result, and he also got a second reprimand, which means he's got a qualifying ban in this race as well, and that is obviously as a result of that collision with Ray Meader. I said it was desync, of course, in the commentary, and that's what it was, and there's a connection test needed before the next race from a UK server. So Juan Rocco, if you're listening, you can do that while you've got the night off. And Jorgen Simply Superman had a collision, 5 seconds and 5 penalty points for Simply Superman as a result of that collision with Jorg. That was on lap 17, which we of course discussed in the chat, and it resulted in Jorg getting promoted to P3, Nick Houston getting promoted to P4, and Simply Superman finishing off in P5 in the end, so he got dropped down 2 positions as a result. Drivers have been told to ready up as well, which is good. Now we can run you through the standings, the all-important standings coming into tonight. It's Yona who leads the way on 214 points, of course, big points gain compared to Simply Superman last week. Superman in second on 188 points, Jorg third on 127, Bray in fourth on 115, then a tie for fifth between Jonas and Nick Houston. They're both on 108 points, a point behind is Nathan Clark in seventh on 107, then Matt Tibbles and Nathan on 102, Jan in ninth on 96, and Tom in 10th on 91. That is the full rundown of the top 10. Yona obviously leading by, I need to do quick maths here, 26 points I think coming into tonight, so Yona leading the way over Simply Superman by 26 points. He's kind of got one hand on the title, hasn't he?
Yeah, it seems to be that way, and tonight could prove to be maybe one of them races of the season. We might not have a full 20 lobby, but you don't need a full 20 to still have some exciting racing, and maybe, just maybe, we might be seeing some rain here. I don't think it's quite usual for it to be raining here, but it does get a little bit more exciting when there is rain here at COTA.
Anything like PSGL F6 on Monday, we will be expecting rain, and it will probably come around lap 17 or 18, as it did then, when we transitioned, of course, to the intermediates and nearly got to full wets, actually, by the end of the race as well. Hopefully you just haven't jinxed the qualifying session, though, in terms of the conditions, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine. That's exactly what we want to see. Puts everyone on an even playing field as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if majority of drivers start their first lap, of course, on a set of medium medium compound of tyres. Aston Martin, by the way, I believe can actually wrap up the Constructors tonight. We didn't discuss any permutations, but they're 95 points clear of Red Bull, 3 rounds to go after tonight. That ensures, for me, I think Aston Martin, with about 150 points, if they get a first and second and Red Bull disappoint tonight, Aston Martin have got a really good chance. And 312, as I say, Red Bull in second on 217, Haas in third on 215, Mercedes in fourth on 206, then Alfa Romeo fifth on 174, Williams in sixth on 100. Alpine in sixth on 166, Williams seventh on 156, AlphaTauri eighth on 92, McLaren ninth on 65, and Ferrari, of course, on the nil point, as TTG Slash is the first man out on track, going out on a set of soft compound tyres, and with Noisy also going out on a set of mediums, so there's already a split strategy between them both. Slash obviously reserving here tonight. Last time he reserved, believe he did very well here.
Yeah, and also I think it'd be very crucial here for Aston Martin to collect as many points as they can, because I believe, if I can remember last week, Jonas said one of the races he's not here, so it's going to be a situation where they need to kind of work together and obviously get as many points as they possibly can and try and bridge that gap as much as possible to Red Bull, because if Red Bull have a good night tonight and Jona misses next week, we all could go down to that final race in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, I think we will, to be honest, go into the final couple of weeks. I've just realised, actually, Jorg is not making it here tonight, so Jorg already out of contention here tonight, not making it in the Red Bull, so only down to one Red Bull as well. Both Aston Martins, though, are here. Jona, as you mentioned, is missing one race. It's next week in Mexico, I believe, that he's actually missing, so Jona obviously going to be missing that race. Puts him at a bit of a disadvantage, but if you can pick up a first position and simply Superman finishes 5th or 6th, pretty much got, as I say, at the start of the stream, one hand on the title. But Noisy coming around the Max Verstappen corner at turns 16, 17 and 18, now in towards the left hand of 19, and then in towards the final corner at turn 20, of course, a 5.4 kilometre circuit, and we're literally about to see, as I think Noisy might have just picked up on this next lap and validated, and he has. What luck that is. We're going to go aboard the Slash coming through the final corner on the run to the line. That's not how Noisy would start off the session, but Slash coming around the final corner on the run to the line and on the run up towards turn number 1. Of course, it's around a 40-metre gradient up the hill in towards turn number 1, on the run down in towards turn number 2, of course, the right-hander, and then through the S section, but actually I've been reading up on, mirrors the S section in Suzuka, rather than the S section as he's just invalidated coming through turn 5. So Slash invalidating through the S section, very difficult, but obviously it's much flatter canvas compared to Suzuka. Slash, though, is still on a lap. I believe Nicky Houston might be the next man on a lap, as I believe Frankie has crashed coming through turn 2.
Yeah, as Nick, it looks like he hasn't invalidated, and he is going to carry on his lap in the Haas. And Sector 1, Sector 2 showing yellow flags. That's a McLaren that's gone off the track and going very slow. Yep,
it's Frankie. As I said there, it's Frankie, the FER man round. I think he got caught on the curb coming out of turn number 2. Either the outside or the inside curb, he's round. And he's got no front wing damage. I think he's just purely spun that, I think, out on track. Nick Houston, back on board with his lap. The Haas man on the run down in towards turn number 12, of course, overtaking spot down in towards turn 12. Beautifully negotiated through there and through the middle sector. 101.5, exactly where you want to be in terms of lap time around here. Bit of sideways action coming out of 14, and then, of course, into the left-hander of turn 15, and the Haas makes its way round turn 15 in towards Max Verstappen corner. Of course, Verstappen famously overtook Kimi Raikkonen in real life off track around here, and that's why I'm giving it the name of Max Verstappen corner, as Houston now comes through turn 19 on the run up to the hill in towards turn 20. The slight rise in the gradient really depicts, I think, the nature of the track as the Houston runs to the line. 31.3, that's not a bad lap at all, but Jona on his first lap, he was on a set of mediums, he's invalidated, so Jona not going good. Nathan Clark comes to the line and goes about 1.2 seconds behind on Nick Houston, but both Haasers currently topping the times with 5 minutes gone in the session. Not many lap times, and I'm, to be honest, not shocked.
Yeah, I think it's them lap invalidations that are kind of hurting the drivers. I feel with this type of track, some of the corners, you can go a little bit late on the brakes, as we saw with Juan Rocco in Japan last week. He was late on the brakes, and sometimes it did work. So maybe at this type of track, you can, especially that the end of, I believe, that long straight in the middle of the track. I'm trying to think what turn it is now. probably James will probably
Which one?
inform me which. It's the one, the long one. I think Nick's just going down it now. The two Hasses are. I'm trying to think what corner it is.
Turn 11?
Yeah, that's the one. It's,
Turn
I
11
think in there, yeah. When you break into that, you can. I've done it myself. You can late brake, but it's so difficult to try and make sure you're not hitting anybody around you. So that could be a very crucial part where drivers that maybe don't get alongside completely using DRS may go for that option. Just hopefully no wings come off, as Sector 3 are showing yellow flags.
Speaking of wings coming off, Slash wing off. I think he crashed through the first sector, and that is him obviously off a lap. The TTG man, he's just on the racing line. Look at the Haas backs off, I think, for another lap in behind him. Slash into the pit lane. Yona was on a lap, I think, but he's just invalidated again. Coming through turn number 12, he was looking good up towards turn 11, but Yona even struggling with the trials and tribulations of America. But I will be honest here, I had a dream last night by saying that Yona was 5/10 clear out of everyone else on a 130.5. I kid you not. If Yona can produce that, you may as well move to where I live. Quite simply. Because if that pulls off, and I've dreamt about that, that's going to be insane. Probably won't do it on a set of mediums. Set of softs, probably so.
Yeah, I think I'll be around next week asking what the lottery numbers are.
I think everyone's going to be over every single week with my predictions, honestly.
Yeah, as Yona is finally on a lap. It's not an invalidated lap as he makes his way through the S section. Hopefully he doesn't. I think with the S section, you've just got to nail it on right. You can go a little bit over, but not too over. As he takes a bit of a bump with the curb there, as he's now going to make his way. It feels like kind of you're going downhill, but you're not. Not as bad as Portimao in Portugal, as he is now going to use the DRS, and he is on his way. He's using ERS as well, so yeah, he's definitely on a flyer at the moment.
He is indeed. He's got still a bit of deployment left. Actually, you would use up normally the ERS down the straight. So Yona, I think, just wants to get a valid lap in and obviously try and go for soft run maybe later on in the session. But it's Nick Houston out on top, Break FN in second, Matt Tibos in third. There's a Mercedes, I think that's EVG Tom coming through. Neymar has just gone second with his third lap as well. So 31.8 from Neymar. Good lap from him. Yona, though, coming through the final couple of corners. Through the Verstappen corner, 16, 17, and then through the right-hander, of course, at turn 18. Getting that back just wants to step out, I think, on the Aston Martin. Maybe a bit of an unstable setup from Yona through turn 19. Not coming in the pit lane. He's on a valid lap. Hopefully he doesn't validate through the final corner, which he doesn't. On the run to the line, and it's a 132.1. And that on a set of mediums, on 3 lap-old mediums, is quite impressive, actually.
Yeah, because with them type tires, they will be, kind of a little bit more rubbered in now. They will be potentially coming into that kind of area where they would be still quick tyre, but obviously they won't be probably as good as what they would be when they are kind of out of the wrapper, you might as well say, out of fresh, brand new, just off the shelf kind of thing. So yeah, to set a lap that's on a tyre that's 3 laps worn in, yeah, that's quite impressive.
I'm not surprised though with the tyre wear, to be honest, around the track. Tyre wear is quite heavy. Nick Houston has retired, and that's coming through turn 15, where he has crashed, and that was actually, I believe, on an outlap. So Nick Houston crashing on an outlap, coming through turn 15, 31.3. He stays top of the session. I'll be very, very surprised. Slash, normally, though, is quite quick in qualifying, as he's just invalidated. As soon as I say that, coming through turn number 4. Complete commentator's curse. 24.8 it was through the first sector, but Slash is not on a lap, and I'm trying to see who might be next up on lap. I think it's Noisy coming through the middle sector. Nick Houston, though, out on top. Neymar second, Break FN in third, and it's one of those qualifying sessions where nothing has really got going so far.
Yeah, there's not really much action happening on the track. A lot more drivers are on their outlaps. I think also a lot more of the drivers are invalidating as well. So, yeah, Noisy just coming around the final corner, getting prepared for his, hopefully, run. He doesn't want to invalidate, and he is now on a lap as he makes his way up into turn 1, up the steep hill.
Yep, hopefully he's going to be making plenty of noise on this lap. That's a terrible one. Nick Houston out on top, more second, break up and third. Noisy though, coming through turn number 2, onto the S section, of course, depicting the S section I thought was Maggots and Beckett's, but it's Suzuka S's apparently, according to my book. Noisy through the first sector. This is quick through the first sector. 24.8 through the first sector. Purple maybe through the first sector, depends on what Nick Easton did through there. And Noisy's looking really, really sharp on this lap so far. Coming through turn number 10, on the road towards turn 11, he's got an Aston Martin, I believe, just in front of him as well. And I think that's simply Superman. That is the one just ahead of him. Sorry, it's a Mercedes. The colour blind is going on. That is Bray, I believe, on an outlap. It's one of the Mercedes anyways. Noisy coming down in towards turn number 12. The Mercedes will get out of the way off to the left-hand side, and I was wrong. It was Tom on the left-hand side of the track, as Noisy now comes through the middle sector. Again, looking quite sharp, I've got to say, on this lap. 101.6 through the middle sector, exactly where you want to be. We saw with Nick Houston's lap, though, 131.3. He was quite consistent on that lap, and Noisy, I think, should filter into second here, you would imagine, as he now comes through 16, 17, and 18, of course, of a Verstappen corner. Oh, and he's caught the curb, just degraded a bit of time and speed away, as now Noisy comes through turn 19, and then into the left-hand of turn 20, and Nick Houston's out on top at the minute, but Noisy should go second with this lap on the run to the line, and he does, and he's only 600ths of a second off. Not a bad lap there at all from Noisy. Not many drivers out on that bar break FN. It was 3 tenths up coming through turn 19, now through the left-hand of turn 20. Again, missed the curb there slightly, but now comes through the final corner. Might even go quicker to your break FN. On the run to the line, he falls shy, 131.5. Found a little bit of time in that middle sector coming out to the final sector. Nathan Clark comes into second as well. Now we're getting going in qualifying.
Yeah, everybody is on the sauce now, but simply Superman, he's sticking with the mediums. Maybe going for the alternative strategy, because if he can get himself in to the top 10 on the mediums, and the first few laps, you know, maybe there is a safety car, you know, he may be able to then go up into the race lead and maybe just hold out there and get a few laps in and, you know, make a gap for himself. And then when Yona comes through, you know, it's going to be that kind of switch over. So as he's as I say that, he's gone into P7 with a 32.1 on the mediums.
Matt Tibos goes ahead of Neymar. Bray actually jumps ahead of Matt Tibos. So Bray goes 5th. Matt Tibos now 6th. Matt Tibos was 5th there. Yona, interestingly, is still sticking in the pit lane, which is quite interesting. 132.1 to his name. He's about 8 tenths of a second off Nick Houston's lap. But if he actually comes out on track, puts a set of soft compound tyres on and gets a valid lap in, should be around a 130.8, 130.9. The tyre wear between this track from a set of mediums to a set of softs is around 1 to 1.2 seconds. So if Yona can get that valid lap in, he should be right up there. Same with Simply Superman as well. On that set of medium compounded tyres, Tom has just invalidated the lap, 131.7. He's just started up on 1. And I'm trying to see if there's anybody else on the lap. I don't think there is, but on Neymar. Neymar is on the lap. He's on another push run on his compounded tyre. He could go quicker than Matt Tibos here. I'd be very surprised if he goes quicker than Break FN and Bray. So now comes through turn 19. That was nice, though, coming through turn 19. And actually he doesn't, because he comes in the pits. And he nearly crashes into the wall coming in the pits. Goodness me.
Yeah, don't want to be crashing into any pits this evening. Yeah, not really many taken to track at the moment. The bottom 3 obviously have had a few invalidations, especially TTG Slash, and I just wonder if they're now all going to sit in the pits and wait. Maybe, I can't see the time because sector 3 is so 3 minutes left on the clock. It's a 1 minute 30 lap, so you kind of want to be starting to thinking about, you know, your final runs now. Everybody is on the soft except from 2 drivers, which is Slash. Slash actually switched from the soft compound to the medium, so maybe he's going to try a lap on the mediums and see if he can get himself in the top 10. As Simply Superman is in P9 still.
Tom's gone for a right slide coming out of turn 18 and 19. You need to rewind that back on the stream because that was funny. He literally slid coming out the final couple of corners. He's got so much worn tyres. He comes into pit lane luckily in one piece, but Tom there in 12th. I don't know how. He sort of lawn mowed across turn 19. I've never seen that before from anybody on a lap. and Tom was invalid. It was a 101.5 through the middle sector as well, so Tom was looking extraordinarily quick compared to Nick Houston and Nathan Clark's middle sectors. He was probably up on that times, actually. Slash, though, as you said, he's on that set of medium compound size. He's coming now down towards turn number 1. NLR Jaden, by the way, in the comment section is saying, James, can you tell me your predictions? This is close. It is indeed close, and I can tell you my predictions now. With 2.5 minutes to go, still going. Yona for top if he comes out the pit lane. I hope he does. Slash is all over the place through the first sector, though. Yona for the win for me, or certainly for pole position and qualifying. I'm gonna go Noisy second and Nathan Clark third.
As Tom has retired, for myself...
Oh, and Yona's retired in the pits!
So that's not gonna. Well, I think we'll go more race predictions because quali is not gonna happen. Yeah, I think for race, if we're basing this on race, I think Yona, if he can get his stuff up there, I think he will win it because on lap 1 pace, he can do it. I think he's just not a fan of Kota. I don't think many people are. Second, I think I'd put Noisy, and then outside chance, I'm going to put third Nathan.
Interesting. Slash is coming through the final corner, by the way, on the set of mediums. 132.1 goes ahead of Simply Superman, so not bad lap there at all. Yeah, to be honest, I'll change my predictions slightly for I'll say that for the race, but for me, for the race, I'm going to go Yona for the win. I am going to go for Noisy second, and do you know what? I'm going to go Simply Superman for third. I think Nick Houston's got a good chance as well for possibly picking up a podium. Noziek, by the way, I don't think is here tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Jaden was saying what has happened to Noziek. I do not believe he is here. He put in the attendance, I think, that he wasn't attending. So that's unfortunate, but obviously still 13 drivers here. Chonas is not out of the pit lane, so he's clearly not sending a lap out on track. Bright to the line, though, has just started on a lap. Breaker Fen, another B to the name, is a 10th up through the first sector. So we'll see now on his lap coming through turn number 12. The McLaren on the run through, a bit squirrely out of there, and he's lost all that time that he's picked up through the first sector. Through the middle sector, though, for Break FM, as he comes through 14, and then through the left-hander of turn 15. Should try and improve on his lap. I don't think he's going to go quicker, so unless he finds 2.5 tenths from somewhere, he's probably not going to go quicker. So he now comes through turn 18. It's a lovely camera shot coming out of turn 18. Then to the left-hander of turn 19, and then again to the left-hander of turn 20. Nathan Clark then goes quickest in the session, 31 flat from him. Break FN ran the final corner on the run to the line, 31.5. He did improve on his lap time, didn't improve on his position. Noisy's invalidated. Bray is 10th down in the first sector. Matt Tibos, not sure what he's doing. Same with Neymar. Slash is back in the pit. Simply Superman's just starting up on a lap, so we haven't got many drivers on a lap, it seems.
No, and it could be a double, 1-2 for the Haas team at the moment, the American team as well. So good day at the office for the American team at the moment. Noisy is out on a lap, so he can ruin the Haas party. But yeah, it's looking at the moment 1-2 for Haas.
Yeah, I think it will be, to be honest. I'm looking at Matt Tibbles, Neymar, they are improving. Bray's coming around the final corner on a lap, and he's just invalidated through the final corner. Matt Tibos and Neymar, looks like Matt Tibos is going, I thought he was going slow through there. Neymar through the final corner, he's also invalidated through the final corner, and what would have been a third position lap. Matt Tibos through the final corner, doesn't get caught in the inside curb, on the run to the line, and he stays 6th, and he goes 4,000th of a second behind Bray. Simply Superman, though, is 6/10ths up in the middle sector, purple out of everyone. He's going to trouble Nathan Clark with this. This is the Irishman now, coming through the final couple of corners. Can he steal this one late? The Irishman through the final corner, Simply Superman on the run to the line, and he backs off cheekily. He knew he had the pace there. He backs off, and he goes 10th. He mistimed that, and he starts on a set of medium. And no, he starts on a set of soft compound tyre, not a set of medium, because the tyre graphic on the left-hand side is wrong. Simply Superman then starts on a set of mediums, and it's on the set of softs, and it's Nathan Clark out on top. Nick Houston in second, Noisy there in third. Simply Superman, he could have gone second, and he could have actually took the fight to Yona tonight.
Yeah, maybe he wanted to start P10, but nevertheless, it is a Haas 1, 2, and I'll hand you over to James to run through the qualifying results here in COTA.
Yeah, Nathan Clark out on top, 31 flat. Disappointing pole position lap, if I've got to be honest. Dare I say it, 31 flat. Should be expecting mid-130s, I would think, for the F2 guys. Lee Houston in second, Noisy there in third, Breaker Fenn in fourth, with Bray in fifth, Matt Tibos only 4 thousandths for second off in sixth, Neymar there in seventh, Yona in eighth, set of medium compound tyres, watch out for him in the race. Slash as well, very quick, and Simply Superman, very quick, so watch out for those three, and they were only covered by 400ths of a second out on track as well. Frankie there starting in 11th, of course he gets the free choice of tyre. Tom there in 12th, Chonas there in 13th. Simply Superman though, that tyre graphic on the on the top right hand side of my screen was not wrong. It looked like he was on a set of soft compound tyres. Might have been though, he was actually on a set of mediums, but the game, if that is the case, would that not want a restart if he's qualified on the wrong tyres? It's a weird one.
Yeah, it is. I think it was because he was driving on the softs. I think that's why it was showing the softs. But it is a wonderful...
Oh, he didn't improve on his lap, did he? I've just realised.
No, so it is a wonderful sunny day here in America, and we are going to go racing here in COTA. The Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas. Actually now, America have 2 races. They have COTA and Miami. Don't get confused, this isn't Miami. We haven't got a preview of the game. Don't worry. As much as me and James would love a preview of the game and love to have it right now, we don't.
No, we don't, unfortunately. I guess the privileged few sometimes get copies of the game, like Jess Games and Marcel Kiefer and esports players. We're not esports players, we're just commentators, and why on earth Codemasters didn't give me an F1 2022 review, beta, whatever you like to call it. What do we have to do just to get that? What do we have to do? What do these drivers have to do though out on track? Of course, drive 28 laps of the Circuit of the Americas circuit, the COTA circuit of course. Nathan Clark out on top, Nick Houston alongside him, Haas 1-2 as you mentioned there, Storm already. Jaden, by the way, in the comment section saying, I know this is F2 related, but why is Black Box disappeared? Black Box, I had a conversation with him a few weeks ago. He did his final race, I believe it was in Britain. I'm tempted to say it was either before, just after the break week. And he said he didn't have the pace, basically, to have consistency within TTML F1, and he wanted to try and get that pace up and then rejoin next season. So that's what he said to me about that. Obviously, anybody who was like that, Black Box, of course, leaving the league, valid reason, I've got to say. He was off the pace slightly in F1, but he was still consistent enough to be in F1, and that was the problem, I think. But he took it to heart, totally understood, and I'd love to welcome him back next season because I think he's a really good driver, and hopefully if he's listening, I'm sure he will appreciate the good comments. And also, Nathan Clark saying in the chat, alternate strategy is good. Yeah, alternate strategy, pretty good around here, but top 7 qualifying that set of soft compound size. The rest of the field, Yona / Simply Superman, all on a set of mediums. Frankie, Tom on a set of mediums. Chonas there on a set of softs. Now that concerns me. He's driving around out on track, but it concerned me because I don't think he actually got. He didn't get a lap time in, and it looked like he didn't even come out the pit lane in that qualifying session.
No, I think he went for an out lap and then just because of the invalidations, just didn't bother setting a lap. But yeah, no, it'll be nice, I think, a new introduction, obviously, into the new game, that these formation laps, we'll be able to see the drivers, hopefully, see what way they're pointing differently, and I think it'll be a new, interesting sight. But we'll have to wait another month and a bit just to find that out, as we're going to get ready for TTM F2. And I'll hand you over to James for Lights Out here in COTA.
Yeah, and I'm going to stick with my top 3, by the way. Yona for the win, I'm going to go Noisy for second, and I'm going to go Simply Superman for third. And if that comes off your top 3, you can put the Euro Millions on tomorrow and try and win yourself £150 million. Nathan Clark, though, out on top, Nick Easton alongside him. Better get going on the run up towards turn 1. You can see the incline there. There's the run from Nick Easton's perspective. There's the run from Nathan's perspective. And Nathan actually wiggling his tyres a bit to try and get heat into them. But the fire lights are coming on here in the United States. And it is Lights on, away we go, and Nathan Clark absolutely rocketed off the start. Nick Houston is absolutely left in his wake, and Break FN is going to try and challenge in towards turn 1. Look at Noisy trying to go around the outside as well. He remains third for now. Break FN and Bray going side by side. 3-1 in the background. Oh, as Break FN gets a little bit of contact there with Noisy. Had to correct the car, and Bray stays fourth. Matt Tibos, though, is going side by side to the S section through turn 3. This will be remarkable if he can pull it off, and he has, and he's thrown. Now, Yona up into 5th. Yona's got a hell of a start. Neymar there in 6th. The camera angles are not working with me as there's contact between Bray and Neymar. Neymar is sent for a spin on the inside. There was avoiding action there as well. I believe Thomas spun in all of that, but Nathan Clark leads the way. Nick Houston in 2nd, Noisy in 3rd, Matt Tibos in 4th, Yona in 5th. Sorry about the shoddy camera angles that we've got there on lap 1, but Nathan leads the way. Nick Houston there in 2nd, Noisy in 3rd, Yona already up to 5th, making good progress. Simply Superman has made good progress as well. He's made 3 positions off the start, but Tom and Neymar both sent round. Looked like it was pure spins. They haven't got caught up in any contact, I believe, but Nick Houston and Noisy right on the back of Nathan Clark, coming in towards turn number 12 and 13. Nathan Clark leads the way, Nick Houston 2nd, Noisy in 3rd. And apart from a little spin from Tom and Neymar, I believe Tom has not got any damage at all. Just looking on his car, yeah, he's got no damage. Same with Neymar. Noisy goes for a lunge on Nick Houston in the meantime, and Noisy's trying to go now around the outside and towards 16, 17 and 18, and thinks about going around the outside. Brilliant from Noisy, gets the job done, and around the outside of 16, 17 and 18 at Verstappen corner in the Red Bull. He gets the move done, he's into 2nd. Brilliant stuff. But as I said there, Tom and Neymar, pure spins. They haven't got any front wing damage in the back of the back of the field. As Nathan Clark leads the way. Noisy getting challenged up by Nick Houston on up towards turn number 1. And now I need a breather off that lap ball. Goodness me.
Yeah, I think James might just need to get his voice back there. As yeah, what a move by Noisy. Or is that Max Verstappen driving in that car? Who knows? We'll just assume it is Noisy driving that car.
Look at the battle for the back of the field as well. Neymar and Tom are going side by side. There's a beautiful switch back from Tom through turn number 1. Doesn't get the move done there on Neymar. Neymar stays 12th, Tom in 13th. They're going to have their own private battle, I think, at the back of the field. But Nathan Clark leads the way. Noisy 2nd, Nick Houston 3rd. On the whole grand scheme of things, Nathan Clark got a really, really good start, really good launch, like 3 tenths in towards turn number 1, and he's defending thin air at this stage. Noisy is trying to weave to try and get back in that slipstream range, and that's exactly what he's doing. Noisy back within that slipstream range, use a bit of ERS to good effect as well, and it's bringing the likes of Matt Tibos, the likes of Yona, the likes of Bray into play as well. But Nick Houston off the start initially got a really good launch. I don't know what happened towards turn 15. It just looked like Noisy just purely dived it down the inside line, forced Nick Houston off track, and Noisy got the move done around the outside of the next couple of corners that we're coming up to now.
Yeah, I think we can't count out Yona here. After lap 1, you know, there was a lot going on, and he's managed to, you know, get his way through and everything. So, yeah, a little bit of understeer from the back of his car there, as Noisy sets the faster lap. So Noisy's getting the pace now and generating the right heat through his tyres, as DRS is now enabled as they make their way up into turn 1.
Yeah, there were the position gains, by the way. Yona getting 3, Matibos getting 2, Simply Superman 2, Frankie and Jonas getting 2 as well. Noisy has gained 1 position, and the rest have either lost positions or they've stayed the same. Neymar down 5 positions from the start, will not be happy with that. And he was talking to me a bit earlier on, saying that he's consistent. Jonas, by the way, is driving in AI mode. Jonas is driving in AI mode, coming through turn number 6 and 7. And Neymar's getting held up big time here. What on earth is he doing? Jonas there in 11th, Neymar in 12th. If you can't be bothered to actually race, retire in the pit lane, for goodness sake. Let these guys actually have a fair fight, as Bray is on the back of Yona. Speaking of fair fights, is going to get the job done down the straight in towards turn number 5 and 6. Down in towards turn 11 and 12 even. But Yona there in 6, Simply Superman after 7 passing Break FN. But Jonas, he's driving in AI mode still on the brakes in towards turn number 4, in towards turn number 12. What the hell is he doing?
Yeah, it's not a nice thing you want to see, because you want to see everybody racing, yeah, as I think he's holding up Tom now.
Oh,
so it nearly squeezes Tom in off the track. That's as Tom is trying to. He's literally getting squeezed like completely everywhere.
He's getting held up. Tom's into the pit lane. Tom is into the pits. I
Is that
presume
an
this
early
is...
call?
Yeah, I presume this is going to be for another set of medium compounded tyres. If I've got to be honest, I wouldn't think he'd go softs unless there's rain due... Oh, it's a front wing change. So Tom, in that, I could presume he's probably gone into the back of Jonas and he's lost part of his front wing. And that is why you do not drive in AI mode. There's specific rules. If you read them, there's specific rules about AI mode. But, come on, this is TTML F2. We're not talking about an open lobby here. Jonas knows better. I know he knows better. Noisy certainly knows he knows better. And he's on the back of Nathan Clark on the run down and towards Sunman 12 for the race lead. And the Haas, I think, is going to get challenged now by the Red Bull. You'll see the EOS now flick on. As actually, I think Noisy's going to remain in behind. So Noisy remains in behind for now, down towards turn 12. Bray, though, and Jonas going to force the issue on Matt Tibbles down the inside line. Beautiful moves by both. So the Mercedes Thuney's into 4th, the Aston Martin Thuney's into 5th, and Matt Tibbles has just been done like an absolute kipper.
Yeah, it was like Matt was having a bit of a sleep, having one of James's daydreams. Yeah, as Yona getting himself up, as Matt is not going to let this one go. He's going to fight this still as they come around the final few corners, as Yona has still got over half of ERS left, as he make... Oh, sector 3 yellow flags, that's a McLaren.
Frankie, I think. Yep, it's Frankie round. Noisy, by the way, attacking for the race lead up the hill and towards turn number 1. So Noisy attacks for the race lead and goes to the front. So on to lap 5 we go. Red Bull through on the Haas and he's into the lead of the race. Nice move there by Noisy. Got the job done. Nathan Clark didn't want to fight that. DRS, of course, is still enabled. So Nathan Clark, though, will latch onto the back in terms of the Swift Green Nick Houston there in 3rd. They've pulled a big margin, actually. 2.2 seconds to Bray and Yona. Matt Tibbles, they're all in a private fight. And we've got Neymar, obviously, and Frankie now battling as a result of Frankie's spin. I don't believe he's got any front wing damage. I think it was just a pure caught on the curb. But Neymar's going to try and think about going around the outside of turn 6. Doesn't get the move done. And Noisy holds the lead of the race for now. Nathan Clark in 2nd, Nick Houston 3rd. And everything has gone a little bit quiet. Apart from maybe Nathan Clark on the back of Noisy. As Frankie's out of the race, Frankie. Coming out of turn 10.
Yeah, Frankie is out of the race. Just saying that, as Nathan gets the move done, I knew that was going to come because Noisy, going down the straight, was having to weave a little bit to warm up his tyres. So maybe he's not getting the temperature he wants in them tyres, as no safety car, no VSC, and we are back under racing with Nathan retaking a lead in what was quite an easy, well, I wouldn't say an easy overtake, as I'm sure Noisy made it as difficult as possible. But yeah, lap 6, and Nathan leads the way.
He does indeed. If you're wondering what that noise was, by the way, I will shut my curtains because it's getting very dark in my room. Nathan Clark will lead the way. Noisy in 2nd. Nick Houston there in 3rd. Yona on the back of Bray, not close enough down in towards turn number 1. But we've already gone through 6 laps. I think we've been racing here for ages. Jonas, by the way, I believe he's still in AI mode. He's losing so much time to Neymar. I cannot put my finger on it why he's actually doing this, as Nathan Clark has actually made a mistake coming to the S section and Noisy's back through and into the lead. So Noisy through into the lead of the race. Didn't see what happened there with Nathan Clark, but he's made a mistake coming to the S section, I would think, and that's why Noisy has chopped and changed the position, and he's through and he's into the lead of the race. Nathan Clark in 2nd, Nick Houston there in 3rd. But Jonas is losing so much time. Do you know what? I may as well turn around and say to him, give up, go home, retire your car in the pit lane, because I'm sure somebody else will be well deserving of your seat.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got internet issues or what's going on. As Yona makes his way up to P4 and gets past XL Bray or Bray, whichever is the right way of saying it. Also, Matt picked up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, so yeah, it's now going to have to be Yona versus the 2 Hasses, even before he gets to the Red Bull of Noisy.
Nick Houston saying, did he actually just crash on the outlap? That was in qualifying. Yes, he did. There's the answer to that. Noisy leads the way, Nathan Clark in 2nd. Nick Houston 3rd. But look at the time now Yona is gaining. Mediums are clearly better than the set of soft compound tyres going on to lap 7. And I mean, we're only on lap 7. I thought these guys potentially could have been going a little bit longer, saving their tyres a little bit longer as well. But Yona, you can tell, he's out of the slipstream range. He doesn't need slipstream range because he's closing in on the back, and currently, actually, looking for my top 3, it doesn't seem too bad. Simply Superman's on the back of Matt Tibbles as well, in 6th and 7th position, coming to the S section there, but Noisy leads the way. Nathan Clark in 2nd, Nick Houston there in 3rd. Yona is gaining on the back though, medium compounded tyres. I wouldn't be surprised actually if he's in slipstream range, potentially, as Nick Houston is all over the back of his fellow teammate, but I think more immediately the battle's going to be between Tibos, Simply Superman, and Break FN, I would believe, down the straight in towards turn number 12. Simply Superman gets a really good run on the back of Matt Tibos. It should be the easiest move you'll see all night, barring, of course, overtaking Chonas' AI. And Simply Superman is through, and he's into 6th. And Breaker's going to follow right through as well. Pulls to the inside line, into the braking zone at turn number 12. And Break FN saunters on by, and he's through, and he's into 7th. And Matt Tibos, once again, just purely and utterly didn't look like he had the pace down the straight there to even fight.
No, it's one of those situations where maybe he feels, you know, let them go now, and then maybe when he's on a more fresher tyre, come back more stronger against them. It's actually quite interesting to see Yona actually battling anybody, because normally, like last week, he got pole position. We didn't really see him battle anyone until after the pit stop. So yeah, it's nice to see him battling away and trying to get them positions in this race.
Yeah, definitely so. Of course, Yona took the win. Noisy and Yog was obviously 2nd and 3rd. I think Yog finished 2nd, Noisy was 3rd. I'll quickly check up on that in case I've told you the wrong thing there. Because I don't want to be giving fake information on the stream. Yeah, Noisy was 2nd, actually, Yog was 3rd. I was going to say that originally, but Noisy, yeah, 2nd and Yog was 3rd last week. And Yona now on the back, obviously. He's stuck in the DRS train. These guys can obviously extend their stint out. When will these guys decide to pit in? Because if I was a betting man, and I normally am, I would say about lap 8, lap 9. So I would say around now they'll come into the pit lane.
Yeah, I think most drivers will go for the 2-stop strategy. I can't see a 1-stop unless there's a safety car right in the middle of the race. I think a 2-stop is more the strategy that drivers will go, as Matt and Slash are battling there for P8 and P9.
Yep, Slash gets the move done. Thurney's into 8th again. Matt Tibbles doesn't want to fight the move. To be fair, if he goes on to set a medium compound size, he has to obviously fight for the moves, but he could do an overcut strategy. Undercut normally more potent than overcut around here, and that means going less into the race, basically, compared to, obviously, the guys. I think Noisy's coming in the pit lane here. No, he's not. He is not coming in the pits. And either, none of the top 5. So the top 5 stay out. Not surprised if Yona obviously stays out. Break FN ran wide there on this set of softs. It looks like he's overheating those soft compounded tyres. Onto lap 9 we go. Noisy leads the way. Nathan Clark 2nd. Nick Easton in 3rd. Yona, Bray, Simply Superman, Break FN, Slash. Look at how quickly, though, Slash has got onto the back of Break FN. He's making those mediums work to perfection at this stage, and the AlphaTauri on the back of the McLaren. It's just a matter of, I think, when. Well, I think it's just a matter of if, not when, really, for Slash to try and get this move done, because he looked all over the back of Break FN.
Yeah, as I reckon, as you mentioned before, I reckon the soft runners may come in this lap, as they'll probably want to get one stop out the way nice and early, as Nathan has got DRS on Noisy, but he's too far back. He's not even going to attempt to move. I just wonder if the two Hasses may switch positions soon, because Yona is getting ever so closer, as Slash and Break are battling there, as I think Slash made his way up to P7.
Yeah, he did. Slash is doing, he's into P7. No nonsense, really. Break FN gets a 3-second penalty. Seen him run wide several occasions. Chonas, by the way, is still in AI mode. That gap was 9 seconds 2 laps ago. It's now 4.5 seconds. So if you think about that, Chonas is losing so much time. He finishes this race in I. He's not getting any points. It's as simple as that. It will be as simple as that, as Nathan Clark is into the pits. So from 2nd position, Nathan Clark into the pit lane. Nobody else has followed him in, and he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. How many times have we seen that this season from him, as Nathan Clark is into the pit lane? But luckily for him, I think he's going to be coming out either side by side with Neymar, or he's just going to be behind him, maybe in a bit of clear air. Set of mediums go on, but it's whether or not he can get those set of mediums now hooked on and into play. And actually, saying that, he's going to be well ahead of Neymar coming out the pit lane.
Yeah, that's a team strategy played by Haas, I think. They know that maybe Nick can last a little bit longer on his tyres, and they want to keep Yona at bay to potentially have a double podium. It'll be interesting to see when Nick does come in now. Does he follow whatever Noisy does, or does he play it to their own team strategy? As Yona is only... Oh, Yona goes for the move.
Look at Bray! Look at Bray! He's going to slingshot the both of them round the outside on the run towards turn number 12. Nick Houston is bullied out of the positions, and Noisy there stays in the lead of the race, but Yona is into second. Bray is into third. Slingshot effect if I've ever seen it around here in America. Bray through and he's into third. Nick Houston into fourth. And to answer your question, yes, he needs to come in, and he needs to come in this lap.
Yeah, it just looked such a great move there by XL, as yeah, he literally went for it, and that is the Mercedes driver up into as he goes in, and so does Nick and
Noisy.
Nick, yeah, so they're all going to go in. So Yona will take the race lead, and this will be now where he goes for a gap, as James has caught something.
Tom and Jonas are having a battle, and Jonas is now out of AI mode, which is at least a positive. Just shows he's got no pace then, if he has been in, he hasn't been in AI mode the past couple of weeks. But I think he's got a bit of front wing damage, which might be why he's actually been overtaken there by Tom. Jonas now is staying out there, which is very strange. Yeah, he's definitely got front wing damage on that car, because he's just ran wide coming out to the final corner. So, Jonas is at least back alive in the race, which is probably the nicest term I'll probably use, considering how I go at him earlier on. But Yona out on top, Simply Superman in second, Slash there in third, Matt Tibbles there in fourth, Nathan Clark in fifth, Nosy, Bray, Nick Houston. Bray, by the way, ahead of Nick Houston, coming out the pit lane. So Nick, just because of that extra lap compound tyre, he's lost... basically, well, I would say potential podium, but it looks like he's going to get the move done now on Bray, running down the hill in towards turn number 12. Going to be a bit like Delhi this straight, down the hill in towards turn number 12. On the run, Nick Houston should absolutely fly on by Bray, and the Brit has been overtaken, so Nick Houston through, and he's into 7th position. But look at the gap that they've got to go up, Storm. 3 seconds behind Noisy and Nathan Clark. That is not a gap, they'll close in quickly.
No, I think maybe the only way that's going to happen is maybe a safety car. I think that's pretty much the only way they're going to really close up that gap quite quickly. As, yeah, Nathan just holding Noisy there within that 1 second, as Nathan sets the fastest lap on the mediums with a 35.0.
As Neymar's coming into pit lane as well, so Neymar into the pit lane. Noisy, however, I'm going to focus on the battle for 5th and 6th for now. Yona leads the way, Simply Superman 2nd, Slash in 3rd. They're obviously trying to do the overcut strategy, I would say, around lap 16-17, set of soft compound tyres. Look like there's no threat of rain so far in this race. It was very cloudy in PSG LF6, which I covered on Monday around here. Jonas, by the way, still continuing on. And for Neymar, he's going to be right behind him, which is probably the worst situation to come out. He's into the side of him! Neymar's into the side of Jonas coming out the pit lane. Goodness me. Neymar absolutely cannoned into the side of Jonas. Jonas is probably thinking, what on earth were you doing there? I think he locked up coming out the pit lane on cold tyres, and Neymar's got front wing damage on the right side end plate.
Yeah, it's always the case. I think it's also similar to Baku in Azerbaijan. You come out that pit lane too fast, and you can easily go off into the runoff. And yeah, as
Noisy! Matt Tibbles is letting him through, I think. Is he? No, Nathan Clark's going to get the run. Sorry to cut you off, Storm. Look at this. Nathan Clark tries to go all the way around the outside of Noisy. Coming through turn 16, 17 and 18 of Verstappen corner. Whatever happened there, Matt Tibbles has just been done like an absolute kipper once again. Noisy through and he's into 4th. Nathan Clark into 5th. And Noisy's just weaving to Matt Tibbles there, I think. So thank you very much for that one. But look, it hasn't shook the Haasman off. And Nick Houston and Bray, we said they may not close that 3 second gap. It's 2.6 seconds, But the big old DRS train ahead, Noisy and Nathan Clark, if they work together, they can pull away from Nick Easton and Bray. I still think that they haven't really got the pace out on track. Neymar all the way, he's fighting with Chunas right down the back of the field. I'm going to monitor this very closely indeed, as Chunas is still continuing on onto, what, this is lap 13 now, so Chunas is still continuing on. Neymar, though, is going to try and pull out the slipstream in towards turn number 1. I wouldn't risk this if I was him. And he's followed my advice there. Down in towards turn 1, doesn't go for the move.
Yeah, as it looks like Noisy is on an absolute charge at the moment, as he's weaving again, so I think he's really struggling with tyre attempts, as Nathan is right on the back of him, literally might as well... Oh, set the yellow flags! Neymar, yeah, I thought it would be. He didn't have a good Japan race either. He went for a few spins, so hopefully he can come back next week in Mexico. And oh, that's another track with track limits. Oh, as yeah, Nathan is yeah, I think ready to make a move soon on Noisy.
Yeah, Neymar, by the way, was saying to me, because we had a little chat earlier on before we came live, he was saying it has been more competitive this season in terms of F2, but he can look at pure lap delta and see how inconsistent he is, and I think that all comes back to, obviously, Japan last week. This week, of course, he's just gone for a spin there around turn number 4 and 5. So Neymar, I think my piece of advice that I'd probably give him is just try and focus on your own race. Don't think about those drivers around you. Obviously, think about them when you're in one-to-one contact, but don't think about them. Don't think about them necessarily. Think about yourself. Think about your pace. Think about how consistent you be. As Chonas, no, Neymar's into the pit lane even. So Neymar into the pit lane. Thought he was actually catching Chonas there, but he's not. Noisy Nathan Clark once again, 4th and 5th position. Bit of slipstream used up, or a bit of EOS actually used up by Nathan Clark there on the run towards turn number 12. But not going to get the job done here. Yona leads the way, Simply Superman second slash and third. Currently, we are halfway through the race.
Yeah, 14 laps to go. If I can do maths correctly. Yeah, Neymar's in the pit, so he's going for another stop. And yeah, the penalties at the moment, they wouldn't really, except for Nathan's penalty, would really make a difference, I think, as Brake and Matt are, you know, relatively with a large enough gap. But yeah, I'm surprised there's not a lot more penalties.
Yeah, I'm very surprised there's a lot more penalties. 5 seconds for Nathan Clark, 3 seconds for Brake, 3 seconds for Matt Tibos, 3 seconds for Neymar. Those are the penalty rundowns. You can see them on your screen on the left-hand side there. I don't want to have a look in the F4 chat, by the way, but there's a very funny story going on at the minute. I don't want to laugh while I'm commentating, but it is quite hilarious.
Yeah, I saw that.
Superman in second, Slash in third. Cam Rules is watching this. He'll probably think, you're making fun out of me. We're not making fun out of you. It is just funny what you called your tutor in college. Yona leads the way. Simply Superman set in second, Slash in third. Everyone now suddenly wants to be, I think, in the F4 chat, now that I've mentioned that. For Nathan Clark, on the back of Noisy. 4th and 5th position at the minute. The Haas on the back of the Red Bull. Red Bull, obviously, I think Noisy is handling this race really, really well indeed. Nathan Clark is just sitting, waiting and behind. He doesn't want to get, though, too... and I'm going to use the word cocky for this, because he doesn't want to wait in behind, basically, for too long. We've seen, on one occasion so far this season, I think it was in Spa a couple of weeks ago, when Nathan Clark was in contention for the race win, and he sat in behind everyone until the final couple of laps, and he ended up spinning out of a possible race-winning chance. Nathan Clark, I think, just needs to try and take advantage of this. I would say, go for a fight with Noisy, maybe bring Nick Houston and Bray into play. They might be your best friends in behind.
Yeah, and I don't know if while you got a chance there, James, maybe we can tell the audience or whoever's watching what's happening in our other race this evening, which is the F3 race.
Oh god, I need to get up the stream of what's happening in the F3 race.
I thought you might have it up, so I didn't know. As yeah, Nathan is yeah, as you mentioned before, he needs to kind of either make a move or kind of just hope and pray he doesn't have a spin somewhere. as Noisy is, someone that at the moment can't be beaten.
Yeah, Noisy at the minute, he looks really, really confident tonight. It's all going to change when Yona, Simply Super and Slash all come in the pit lane. But where are they going to be coming out the pits? I think they're going to be ahead of Break FN. Certainly Yona and Simply Superman will be. I'm not sure about Slash, though. I'm really not sure about Slash. They might come out possibly side by side. Simply Superman and Bray coming out the pit... No. Yeah, Break FN, sorry. They might come out side by side, I think, coming out the pit lane. So there's a potential where Yona can get this overcut done. And you can see now he's pulling away. Is this the time for Yona to come in the pit lane? I said around 12, 13 laps before the end. You normally come in for a set of soft compounder tyres. I think Yona's going to come in this lap. He has to, because he needs to respond, really, to the championship that's really in front of him. Is Yona coming in the pits? No, I've just totally juked him there. So Yona's staying out another lap. Simply Superman also staying out another lap as well. And Slash, though, coming in the pits. So Slash, the most unexpected one, actually, out of this, comes into the pit lane in third. This will be the big defining moment. Where does he come out on track? Does he come out on track in front, side by side, or behind Break FN as he comes onto a set of soft compounder tyres? I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to come out possibly ahead here of Break FN. In fact, with Break FN's run down towards turn number 1, it is going to be tight on pit lane exit, but Slash is ahead. So, that's the big indicator. Simply Superman was 2 seconds up the road compared to Slash. Therefore, both Yona and Simply Superman are going to be getting ahead of Slash.
Yeah, and that'll be a boost of confidence for both of them, as you mentioned before earlier this evening. They can take that Constructors' Championship, and they have been absolutely dominant this season. And yeah, Jonah is proving worthy of a Drivers' Champion as well. But that'll have to, I believe, go down to the final race, as Jonah is missing next week. As, the two Hasses also...
Oh, Bray! Nope, doesn't go for it. He had the inside line, didn't go for the move. Go on.
Oh no, I was just reading F3. I don't know if you might want to check it in the Discord.
I've got the stream up at the minute. It is Tamlin the way, Mad Jonas in second, Powdy in third. They are about 6 laps behind us. In the meantime, though, Yona into the pit lane. This is big. Now for Yona's race chances, potentially, to try and pick up, I would say, top 5 finishes at least on the cards here for Yona. But coming out of the pit lane, he needs to be ideally about 5 seconds behind Bray and Nick Houston. If he's 5 seconds behind these guys, he's got a really good chance actually of winning this race. He's coming out of the pit lane now, and the gap is less than 5 seconds. Yona has got a huge chance now. The undercut strategy is going to work down to perfection. Mediums to softs, big overcut. Yona is 2.5 seconds ahead of Slash coming out of the pit lane as well. This is Yona's time now to shine. Noisy, Nathan Clark, Nick Houston and Bray, be aware there is a now wild rampaging Dutchman on the loose.
Yeah, that also might not be a thing, as he could be also a flying Dutchman, as well as, he is literally going to be on some form of a rampage, as he wants that P1 back, and he's going to now make his way to go and get that. And if he does, I think it'll be another simply dominant performance.
I thought Nathan Clark was going to go with the back of Noisy there coming through. Goodness me, that was close from Nathan Clark. But he doesn't want to do that too often, though, because he came out the slipstream. He'd wanted to try and force Noisy into a mistake, but he's forced himself into a mistake. And I think Nathan Clark just needs to either sit waiting behind or try and launch a move. Nick Houston and Bray aren't going to catch. It's Yona you've got to be worried about. So if I was Nathan Clark, with that 5-second penalty overhanging, I'd be going for the move right now. I'd be taking the fight to Noisy, give him something out on track. Yona is obviously going to catch the Bray and Nick Houston, I would think, in 2 laps' time. So if that's the case, Nathan Clark needs to go for this move, probably down towards turn 12, I would think.
Yeah, I think Simply Superman has made his pit stop. I think, Nathan needs to get the move done now, so then he's got around about 8-9 laps to kind of create that 5-second gap, because 5 seconds, it's not a lot. He can do it. He's shown that he's got the pace this evening. If not, his teammate will be taking the podium of P2, and yeah, he could be maybe not on the podium, or maybe just get that P3 spot if XL Bree doesn't close up that gap.
DRS section point not on for Yona, so no DRS for Yona running down the straight. Bray, by the way, is going to look to try and attack Nick Houston on the run down and towards turn number 12. Nathan Clark again getting close to Noisy. Doesn't go for the move, but Bray does on the back of Nick Houston, and he's into third. This is going to favour Yona more, though, because Yona has now got Bray and Nick Houston battling in front of him. This is perfect for the Aston Martin driver, the current championship leader, of course, leading by 26 points coming into tonight. And look at him, he's on the back of these guys coming through 10-15, and I would not be entirely surprised if I thought he was going to go for the move through 16, 17 and 18. He's going to sit and wait behind here, and I thought if he got the move done there on Nick Houston, he was going to get Bray in towards turn number 1. Oh, and he picks up a 3-second penalty. Yona picks up a 3-second penalty. Bray, Nick Houston, Yona. Certainly Nick Houston and Yona is going to be side by side down the straight here in towards turn number 1. And the Aston Martin masters the fellow Dutchman. So Yona through and he's into 4th. Nick Houston there through down into 5th. Slash has not really gained on these guys either. He's in a bit of no man's land at this stage. That lap extra tyres not really coming into play. But the big thing is now, Yona's in a little bit of trouble. He's grouped between Bray and Nick Houston. Slash will gain. He's not going to gain within DRS though. Yona is all over the back of Bray, and it looks very likely he's going to get the move done this lap around.
Yeah, as not many laps left, 8 laps to go. And it does feel like we've been racing a lot longer than 20 laps this evening. As, oh, there's a fight, I think, behind Yona. Or that may involve... Oh, no, maybe not.
It is Yona.
Stormy seeing things, yeah. Stormy seeing things. I swear I need to respect savers.
Nathan gets the move done on Noisy for the race lead, and he needed to do that. That's a perfect move from Nathan Clark. He's into the lead. Noisy got forced off track and got forced in for a mistake. Yona's there through and he's into 3rd. Here comes the rampaging Dutchman now on the scene. Noisy and Nathan Clark, though, 1st and 2nd. Yona there in 3rd. At the minute, my prediction's not looking that good, unless the safety car comes out for Simply Superman, possibly. But Nathan Clark leading the way, Noisy in 2nd. Yona is going to be on the back of these guys in probably 2 laps' time. Much fresher tyres. And do you know what, actually, I may as well say it now. I think he might be in DRS range this lap around because Noisy just made a mistake. Yona's going to gain again. Fastest lap of the race. Nathan Clark and Noisy battling in front. All going Yona's way, and Nathan Clark leads by Noisy in 2nd, Yona in 3rd. I'm not being biased, by the way, to Yona, but just purely because he's that much quicker than these guys out on track. And if he gets within a second before the DRS detection zone, game on.
Yeah, it will be very much so game on, as 7 laps, 8 laps to go, and even though Nathan Clark has got that position, he's not really making much of a gap, the 5 seconds he needs, as Yona is also, I think, trying to make that gap with his 3 seconds, as I think Noisy may go for a move here.
Yeah. He has to. Noisy has to go for the move. Nathan Clark there running side by side with him, but not for long because Noisy's back through and he's into the lead of the race. A bit of wiggling going on from Noisy, saying goodbye, my friend. Maybe not so, because Yoda's in behind. Maybe that's a pre-warning of what's to come in the next couple of laps or so. Noisy leads the way. Nathan Clark in 2nd, Yona in 3rd. Noisy holding the lead. He's looked very quick so far here tonight, but as I said, they've got a flying Dutchman on the back of the scene now, and Yona is on the back, coming through 16, 17 and 18 through Verstappen corner. The Aston Martin all over the back of Nathan Clark. I would not be entirely surprised if he tries to make a lunge in towards the final corner here. Does Yona. He's on the back of Nathan Clark into the final corner. Doesn't get the move done. Slash, by the way, he's on the back of Nick Houston into the final corner as well. He's right tucked underneath that rear wing, but Yona in the meantime on the back of Nathan Clark. Shoot, it's going to be a send down in towards turn number 1. Nathan Clark tries to defend the inside line. Not enough. Yona gets the job done. Yona gets the apex. Yona gets maybe the move done as well in that, as Nathan Clark actually battles side by side with him. But Yona through and he's into 2nd, and I believe we saw Slash getting through on Nick Houston as well.
Yeah, as I think a lot of these moves will be coming in the final few laps, as it is now going to be where if you spin, you ain't ending up on the podium. As XL Bree, he's 2.9 seconds behind, and I wonder if he's actually going to get on the podium, because the two drivers in front of him both have a penalty each. As Nathan, no, not Nathan, that's Jonah and Noisy gonna battle this, and Yona making
Noisy!
Oh no!
He sent it down the inside line, and Jonas forced off track. It's a bit like Opme and Longay again. Noisy leads the way. Yona there in second, Nathan Clark there in third, and Jonas is gonna, I think, maybe have to go around the outside and towards 10-15. He could have got the switchback. He might just well get the switchback, actually. That's a perfect switchback. He gets a little bit loose on the exit, but now coming through the right-handers of 16, 17, and 18, Yona has to wait in behind. This race is pulsating now. Yona now on the back of Noisy, but Noisy still holds the lead. Yona in second, Nathan Clark in third, who's made a really bad mistake coming out the final couple of corners there, and has lost nearly slipstream range to the back of Yona and Noisy. This surely, though, is going to be the Dutchman's finest moment. He pulls now to the outside line. In fact, he falls nearly into the wall, coming across the pit wall in towards turn number 1, and Yona gets maybe the move done. Noisy is putting up a hell of a fight, though. Fair play. Yona leads the way. Noisy in second, Nathan Clark in third. That was not easy for Yona at all. Noisy absolutely fought that tooth and nail. Fair play to him. And do you know what? His tyres are probably going to come better than Jonas at the end of the race, because Jonas done so much overtaking. He's having to wear those tyres out. Noisy can just sit there in DRS range, hold on to the back of Yona, pull away from Nathan Clark, and it's game on between these two for the race win.
Yeah, and it's gonna be potentially a nice little race win, I think, for TTG Noisy, as it will give potentially Red Bull Max. Oh no, is he a reserve, or is he? I can't remember.
Who,
There's
Noisy?
so many. Yeah.
No, he's
I'm
full
trying to
time.
think oh, so he will get the. So yeah, that could sway more into next week's race. I don't know. Obviously, my maths isn't the best, so I don't know if they will still take the constructors here this evening for Aston Martin, as Simply Superman is in P7, so they will still get a good ton of points, but I don't think they will get the constructors tonight.
Do you know how you just said you think Noisy's probably still going to get the race win? I don't think he is. 1.3 seconds now, Yona over Noisy, out of the DRS range. Yona's got now the fresher tyres. This may be looking like a one-man show. Two-man show, though. Simply Superman and Nick Houston in towards turn number 1. Irishman, beautiful move that. Down the inside line, hanging off Campbell the corner as well, to be fair. And the Irishman doing his into 6th. Not getting my prediction on at the minute. You never know. There might be a late safety car. Yona leads the way, though. Noisy in second. Nathan Clark in third. Chonis, by the way, is having a fight with Neymar. These two are now battling rather than being AI mode. And now Chonis forces the inside line on Neymar. Good battle, actually, between the two Scandinavians. Dane against the Norwegian, who's going to come out on top of this one. The Norwegian down the inside, around the outside line of Neymar. And the Dane gets squirrely, and Chonis is doing his into 11th. And maybe, for a little bit of a Eurovision fan on this one, Chonis has just given Neymar a banana. He'll get that one.
Yeah, so 4 or 5 laps to go, and just looking at Noisy, he has literally about 16% ERS, so he's definitely dropping now, and I just wonder, is Nathan gonna try and get P2 off of him?
What was that move from Simply Superman? Simply Superman has just sent Daniel Ricciardo-esque down the inside line of 16, now through 16, 17, 18, they're going side by side, but he's just sent one down the inside line. How on earth has he pulled that off? I was so far back the camera didn't even pick up. Simply Superman throwing his into 5th. He's on an absolute mission through the field now, the Irishman. And he's just outdone Brave absolute chips. He's thrown his into 5th. That's an awesome move by Simply Superman.
Yeah, it is a simply super move.
I'm going to end the stream now.
Cheers, charming. But yeah, no, I think he's oh, did he get a bit of no, maybe not. I'm seeing things again. I seriously need to go to Specsavers, I think, at this rate, as he is burning that ERS to whatever non-existent, I think. You may want to just recharge it a little bit and keep an eye, because XL3 is not in DRS at the moment, but as James has
Slash.
seen Slash.
Yeah, Slash and Nathan Clark side by side down in towards turn 12. Gets the job done, so Slash potentially now on for P2 finish. He's on the back of Noisy as well. Nathan Clark will keep in the fight. Look at how Yona though was pulled away. 4 seconds now the gap. Even if he picks up another penalty, I think he'll still be good for the race win. Noisy though, leading the Noisy in second at the minute. He's just losing time. He's gone too hard too early on those tyres. Mediums are now screaming out. Compared to Slash's tyres, I mean, Slash is probably on the same tyre wear as him at the minute, and Slash, in third at the minute, is looking probably quicker than Noisy, and that's just the difference between softs and mediums coming on to the final 3 laps of the race.
Yeah, it's coming... Oh!
And Noisy's backing Slash up in turn 1! What the... Noisy's just lost a second to Yona because of that. Was he trying to let him through? I think Noisy was trying to let him through there. Slash was not having any of that. And it's second and third still. That was a weird one. As I say, it looked like Noisy just backed off, thinking that Slash was going to go down the inside line. Bit like Verstappen and Hamilton, obviously before that collision.
Yeah, we'll have hopefully none of that, as we don't want any Michael Massey involvements.
Simply Superman's on the back of these guys now as well. Simply Superman is on the back of these guys. Slash is going to get the move done on Noisy, I think, down in towards turn number 12. Yep, the TTG man through on the fellow TTG man, so Slash is through and he's into second. Noisy then into third. Simply Superman on the back of Nathan Clark. Do you know what? My prediction's still not looking half bad at the minute. Yona leads the way. Slash in second, Noisy in third. Simply Superman down the inside line. Oh, what a move that is from him. If he can get the car stopped, he doesn't. Nathan Clark picks up a penalty. Oh, and nearly sideswipes him on the exit of the corner. Nathan Clark remains in fourth, but Simply Superman now trying to go all the way around the outside in through 16, 17, 18. Nathan Clark is just backing him up here at this point, and the Irishman is so quick. I think he's going to get the move done. Nathan Clark just does not have the pace. And surely this is the move done for the Irishman in towards turn number 1. I think Nathan will force him all the way to the pit walls we saw with Noisy earlier on. In fact, it's a lot easier than the move we saw earlier on. And Simply Superman is through, and he's into 4th position. Goes deep in on the brakes, but job done. He's into 4th.
Yeah, and it could be a good day for Aston Martin. Also a good day for Red Bull and their junior team with Slash in the AlphaTauri. Yeah, so it's been a good race as we come into the closing stages with Yona in P1 leading the race with a 5.6 gap.
Yep, 5.6 seconds. Tom, by the way, is into the pit lane behind Matt Tibos. He's going for a fastest lap attempt. I don't blame him. He's going to be in much clearer compared to Jonas and Neymar. So he's going to be there in second. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say there, but Noisy's on the back of Slash is what I will say. Second and third position. The Dutchman on the back of the Brit, and the Brit has done a very good job, I've got to say, here tonight. Noisy there in third. Simply Superman in fourth. I was going to say, I hope Slash sort of picks up a 3-second penalty and then Simply Superman gets third. And then my prediction would be perfect.
Don't know cursing.
I don't want to curse him. Yeah, he's part of the team. He's part of the same team that I'm obviously affiliated to. So I don't want to say that. Kermit will be kicking me out on my head. Yona leads the way though. Slash in second, Noisy in third. Final lap of the race now beginning. And Yona, that alternate strategy, Nathan Clark mentioned early on, that alternate strategy has been so powerful. Yona is going to win this race, and to whoever may have doubted me in terms of my prediction, there you go. He's 6 seconds clear.
Yeah, he is, and he could even pick up another penalty. And I don't think
Noisy nearly sideways. Sorry to cut you off. Noisy sideways coming out of turn number 1, and he's lost a bit of time there to Slash, and I don't think he's going to get on the back of him anytime soon.
Yeah, as it is the last lap, so it's all kind of now. If you want to make your mark, you're going to have to make it now, as the top 3 are... Oh, as Brian, what's happened?
Nathan Clark has... I thought he had a puncture. He doesn't. Nathan Clark's had a moment. Nathan Clark's had a major moment coming out of the S section and coming through turns 8 and 9. I think he's spun, and that's why Bray and Nick Easton are now through, and they're potentially going to be 3 wide. Noisy's catching Slash hand over fist as well. Oh, and he absolutely sends one down the inside line, and Noisy's got that move done. What on earth have I just witnessed? Noisy is 30s into second. There's a bit of a moment through the middle sector, and that is that Neymar thing slowing down. Simply Superman now tries to force the issue on Noisy. What was that? Oh, and Simply Superman spun. Simply Superman contacts the back of Slash and he spun. What was that from Noisy, though? I'm still trying to reel from that. Yona ran the final corner, on the run to the line. He is going to win here in America. Yona wins the American Grand Prix. Noisy has just sent one from an oblivion. Quite literally for second. Noisy has finished in... Slash has finished in third. Bray in fourth. Nick Houston in fifth. Nathan Clark in sixth. Simply Superman has overhauled his tyres completely and is going to finish in seventh, I think, at the end. Simply Superman to the line. No, he finishes sixth ahead of Nathan Clark. What have I just witnessed, though? Noisy absolutely sent one down the inside line. And I'm going to call it now. That was overtake of the season by an absolute mile.
Yeah, it was right on the limit. Unfortunate there to Simply Superman. I think got caught up in the whole situation on that final lap. But it is Jonah who takes another race win. We may be bored of saying it now, but he is in for an absolute dominant season at the moment. And he takes another race win, and he will be joining us hopefully in for the interviews at the end of the race as we wait for one final driver to complete the race.
Yeah, Chavez, I believe, is completing under his own volition, so he'll finish 11th. But the AI earlier in the race, that doesn't sit well with me, to be honest. I mean, I could understand if his kid was wanting attention or something like that, and there might be just a pure not an innocent excuse from Jonas, but yeah, I mean, going into AI mode on a race, not really a good look for you and not really a good look for the league, is what I will say. But Yona takes the win, takes the extension of the championship lead. Simply Superman spinning gives Yona now possibly one hand on the trophy unassailable lead in the championship, and we'll confirm the point scores in a moment. But of course, Yona took the win. Fantastic drive from his perspective. Noisy sent Slash into oblivion, quite literally, towards turn 12. I cannot still witness what I have just seen from Noisy, but it's a Dutch one too. It is Yona out on top, easily the best man out on track on that set of softs. Noisy there in second, Slash in third. They were on the wrong strategy, especially Noisy. He was on the wrong strategy there in second, Slash there in third. Bray in fourth, drove a very good race, possibly one of his best results of the season actually. Meek Houston there in fifth, Simply Superman in the end in sixth. I'll do the point scores in a bit. Nathan Clark in seventh, Breaker Fen in eighth, Matt Tibbles in ninth, Tom Mann for the top 10. Then it's Jonas, Neymar and Frankie. So the 12 drivers finished, Frankie didn't. He crashed obviously, we didn't get a VSC with a safety car, and Yona takes the race win from Noisy in second, Slash in third. Shall we try and get the top 3 in?
You might as well do, James.
I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go blue screen quickly and try and get them in to the party. I'll just do it through the PS4 because it's a lot easier for me to do. In fact, actually, I can do this a lot quicker because I can go to play together. I can go... Where are they? Where are they? Bang, bang, bang. Add players. Job done. There we are. I think we're just...
In Slash and Simply Superman. Simply Superman admitting it was his own fault, so
yep.
Maybe he did go a little bit too far in there, and yeah, he paid the price, unfortunately. But still, nevertheless, he gave a valiant effort, and he still gets points for Aston Martin and himself. He didn't DNF, so at least he'll get points.
Yeah, he does indeed. I believe it's a 16-point extension of the championship lead between Yona and Simply Superman. Gap was 26 points, so I make that 42 points going into Mexico, and Yona has got more than a race lead now over Simply Superman, which I think will be music to his ears, definitely, as we can now speak to the man himself, actually. It is Yona, of course, taking the win in P1. Yona, you had to work for that tonight. Talk us through that, because it was a really, really good race.
It was. I did really have to work for it. Yes, it's very hot right now in my room. So it was a very eventful race. Luckily, no safety cars, so that meant my strategy that I planned got optimized, and a really good opening lap, really good, which helped me tremendously, and yeah, just a very good race, very good actually, very good race.
A very good race. I think you can say very good a few more times, I think, judging by how pleased he
Very
is.
good overtakes as well.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed those overtakes. I really did.
Yeah, they were really... I think there was no nonsense, to be honest. So they were quite simple overtakes, but they were overtakes that you needed to obviously try and gain. Talk us through that soft stint, because obviously you were, I think, about 3-4 seconds back coming out of the pit lane. And then you caught, obviously, the guys ahead with battling, Nick Houston and I think it was Noisy battling ahead of you. You obviously were there for the taking, and you caught them up within a few corners. What was going through your mind? Were you thinking that they were going to battle quite hard and maybe just collide into each other and then you can just maybe seam through? Or did it plan out, basically, how it did out on track?
I actually thought it would be way easier to get into first place, seeing where I came out of the pits, because I mean, those first corners, that S section on those brand new softs, that's just you know, that's very satisfying, you know, on the softs, and you're very quick, so in a matter of corners you gain so much time. So I actually thought it would be easier than it was in hindsight. Because yeah, they really did defend their positions for everything they could, and it was a very good battle emerged, and I at one point I was behind P2 and 1, was it Nathan and Noisy. And with quite fresh tires still, so I just knew, okay, now it's the time to get past. So one overtaking one lap and the other in the next lap, in the coming lap, or were they both in the same laps? I forgot actually.
I think they were. One was on one lap and one was on the other, I think.
Well, yeah, and just drive away. And was it Slash caught up on one lap older tires than me? And did some battling, so gained me some more time, some more breathing room for my stupid penalty I got for no reason.
Were you ever in favour, obviously, because I said even with a 6-second penalty, you would still win this race. Was that feeling overarching in your mind, thinking, I don't really want to pick up another penalty?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't want to pick up warnings. And especially those last couple of laps, I wasn't pushing or anything. I was just saving a bit of tires, maybe, if you could say it like that. Just watching the delta and keeping it a bit balanced, you know.
Yeah, which I don't blame you at all. Storm, any questions for Yona?
No, but I think we might as well get to the chase with Mr. TTG Slash after his send to the oblivion, if he is here. What was your process of thinking of making that last lap absolute send of the season, I think?
It was Noisy, not Slash. Noisy,
was
go
it?
ahead.
Oh. I don't think Noisy's here.
I'm here, yeah, sorry, I was still muted. Yeah, I saw the O speed and I was like, yeah, last lap. I saw he was already derating a lot, and I was like, yeah, I know where I need to brake to still make the corner, and I just tried it. Try to keep it in the lives, try to keep make as less contact as possible, like keep it within the rules, because, you know, I'm not gonna be like a dirty driver and just completely force him off or just completely like shudder into his side pod. But yeah, I just thought I wanted that second place over third.
Honestly, I witnessed that in commentary, and I thought to myself, what have we just witnessed? Because I think you were still about 0.4 of a second back from him, down the inside into turn 12. I thought you were insane going for that move, and I thought it was going to end up in contact, but somehow you made that move stick. Obviously, picking up that P2 finish, you must be very happy with the result, because I've got to be honest, you look very quick tonight out on track.
Well, I'm actually like everything but happy. You know, P2 is still very good, but I think I like in the long run I had the pace to win, but just with the alternate strategy that's this OP over, and I saw them going for the alternate, and I was like, yeah, shit, I made the wrong decision. And they got very lucky on lap 1 that they made up so many positions, but yeah, I have really good pace. Actually made a last moment setup change, completely new setup, and it worked out yeah, perfectly. I had to pay. I never really pushed, only the first few laps on the mediums to like with that undercut gain as much time as possible, but you know, the softs in the last stint are just, you can't keep up with that.
Yeah, definitely so. And obviously, still with that alternate strategy, you finished in P2, another podium as well, picked up this season. I'm going to move on to Slash, if you don't mind as well, going into P3, obviously, Slash at the end of the race. What was your thinking going into that the final lap send by Noisy? Because I was terrified that you were going to come out on the wrong end of it.
I only caught it last minute, that's how the worst part was. Because I was thinking he was 4 tenths off, he wouldn't have dive bombed me, and then when I just realized he just complete dive bomb, and then yeah, I was expecting him to do it on like those that I don't even know how to call it, before the final F section, before the final lap, that corner. So it caught me off guard, and then I tried to dive bomb him again, but Superman was with me as well, so it was so hard to try to dive bomb him again. But yeah, I'm a reserve, so it's good I got another podium in this, but it's annoying to lose P2 on the last lap. It really is.
It really is. It's still a podium, though. Again, you look very strong on that set of soft compounded tyre stint as well. Talk us through that actual race from your perspective, because you were quite a far way back, and then drivers obviously started to battle in front of you. You were gaining time as a result. Did you feel that you could have got a podium from where you actually came out the pit lane?
Not really, no. It was only until when I saw Yona was like 3 seconds ahead of me that I said, oh, I have a good chance at the podium. And then the podium like had a small chance on the win because Yona got a penalty. I was thinking, I hope Nusi and Nathan hold up Yona so much. But yeah, he got both of them around lap 24, so kind of faded away, but yeah.
And also, I don't know if Noisy's still in here. You've been reported to the stewards already, so hopefully you do keep...
Oh, bad boy.
For lap
Yona, can you please behave? Like, this is pretty childish to do. Sorry to say it, but...
No?
Calm down. Guess who's in charge of the stream? Calm down, everyone.
Sorry.
Yeah, so hopefully you keep your podium, but yeah, it's Nick that's reported for something, so...
I said I caught it in commentary, and I said there was not really anything in it, and Noisy went round the outside line. Nothing in that. If he wants to report it, he can, but from my perspective, there's nothing in that at all between you and Nick Easton on that one. Yeah. Nothing in that for me, but there we are.
I see nothing wrong with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there could be, obviously stewards have to decide for themselves, but I'm just saying from a commentator's perspective, and from, obviously, a lead director's perspective as well, not really. It was just minimal contact that forced the car out wide. Nothing really malice about it, to be honest. But really good races from you all. Yona, I'm going to come to you first, however. Mexico next week, you are missing. How do you feel going into the final 2 races of the season it'll be, with a race lead over Simply Superman?
Yeah, after tonight, fairly comfortable because of the points gained. So just looking forward to 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, looking forward to 2 weeks from now, indeed. I'm going to come over to Noisy next. P2 obviously out on track. How do you feel going into the final 3 races of the season? Do you feel you can get more podiums?
Well, the races are in the middle of my final exams, so I'm not really going to be like playing F1, but I'm going to just try it. And as I said last week, I have nothing to lose in this championship, so I can go for these kind of moves and not really have to like think about the championship. So yeah, I think that will come in as a big advantage.
Yeah, definitely so, and still obviously within the Constructors' battle as well, with obviously York missing tonight. Aston Martin may have picked them up, I don't know, we'll have to work that out and inform you, of course, at the start of the stream next week. Slash, I'm going to come across to you as well. P3 finish, of course, here tonight. How do you feel going, of course, into next week in Mexico? Is it a track that you like, and possibly a one that you can thrive at?
I have a love-hate relationship with Mexico. Like, the pace is good, but I don't really particularly like the track. So yeah.
Have to wait and see, I think, on that one. But all three of you, class dismissed. Yona, Noisy, Slash, thank you so much, Ad on track. And that is, of course, the end of the interviews, as always. And really hope you enjoyed the action, of course, Ad on track here in TTML F2. If you did, of course, you can like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell, of course, if you're new on League Racing TV. And if you're new, of course, on Twitch, you can obviously follow us, you can subscribe, and, of course, you can subscribe with that 20% off if you subscribe, of course, from Amazon Prime. So if you've got an Amazon Prime account and you haven't subscribed, why not do it now? You get 20% off and you keep supporting the league's future going forward as well. There was a distinct ooh there in the background.
Ooh, sounds nice. Good offer.
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? That one person that hasn't followed this stream, I'm coming for you next week if you haven't subscribed. But that sounds awful. I'm not terrorising our viewers whatsoever. Goodness me. Storm, though, I'm going to come across to you. Driver of the day has to be Yona.
Yeah, I think, you know, you had to do a lot more overtaking this week. I would say we'll schedule a meeting to see him back here next week in the podium, because it seems to be a regular thing. But yeah, no, we can't discount out the other two drivers in here, Slash and Noisy. They you know, especially I think it was Slash started P9, and he, you know, drove a fantastic race. So yeah, you know, of course them two drivers, you know, are also driver of the day contenders as well. But no, Yona, I think driver of the day.
Yeah, I feel like we're making a habit and there's some sort of bias towards Yona. There purely isn't. There purely is not any bias towards Yona. He gets driver of the day once again this week, and congratulations. I think it might be like the 5th or 6th this season that you might have picked up. But there we are. That ranks up very neatly, though. Of course, you can catch more action tomorrow night. It is TTML F4. It is going to be myself and Pariah taking through the action, of course, live on Twitch. So we look forward to that one. Hopefully the drivers behave themselves as well in the after race interviews, of course, as we've seen here tonight. And of course you can catch more action on Sunday. I'm back once again. I feel like I never leave this channel, honestly. TTML F1. It is, of course, Sunday to myself and Pepsi Freak taking you to the action. More action to come, of course, at the Circuit of the Americas. And then next week we go, of course, the Autodrome Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City in Mexico, possibly for a, I would say, maybe a championship crowning moment, dare I say it, for the constructors at least. Maybe the drivers will go, obviously, to the final 2 races of the season, but we have to wait and see on that. Big thank you to Storm, and big thank you, of course, to our top 3 for the interviews, as always. Much appreciated in terms of the commentary, in terms of the interviews. Really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, of course, as I say, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell. Of course, if you are new, we're going to end it off here. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.